What's going on, family? Hope you're having a great day, great night, wherever you're watching this from. Happy New Year. 2020 is going to be an amazing year for all of us. It's really going to be about stretching. It's going to be about faith. And I really believe that this is going to be a year that a lot of us are really going to be happy with where we're going and the outcome of the things that we're really trying to accomplish. So let's just take one day at a time, stay focused, and continue to work on yourself. Recently, I've been receiving a lot of questions from men in regards to their relationships, their marriages, just some of the things that they're dealing with or whatever. And I said I'll address it in my next video. And of course, it's my very first video of 2020. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So the question was, they've been together for years. They recently got married. After getting married, the relationship, the dynamics of the relationship, you always hear me say that changes. In other words, what they used to do, they don't do anymore. The chemistry is still there. They're very intimate. They're very passionate about each other. But of course, the only issues that she's having is that he doesn't like to party like he used to. He spends most of his time, like he said, with his business ventures. He's focused on trying to better his life, his career, investments. He's looking for a lot of things that is going to better fit the family. So his focus is there. While on the other hand, even though she's working, she wants to party all the time. And it's really becoming a stress, really becoming very stressful on their relationship. And then you see this happen all the time in relationships. People seem to grow apart, and it's some of the really small things that put couples in a very awkward position. A lot of times you'll find a lot of men that will just go with the flow. Whatever the woman wants to do, they just go along with it. And, it's sad to say, but I really find a lot of men like this that just go with everything a woman says. They're very weak. Because a woman likes a man to be in control. So the reason why he really brought this to my attention, and he really actually asked me the question, was because, he's looking for a solution to trying to make things better between them. And everything that he has done and everything that he says to her, it just always goes back to on a Friday night or Saturday night, she wants to go out and hang out and party. When really what he wants to do is that he'll say he'll go out every now and then, but she wants to do it consistent. And it's doing nothing but putting stress and strain on their relationship because, those are the things he used to do back in the past. Now that he wants to do things with her, he wants to travel, he wants to go, to the park, he wants to go hiking, he wants to go hanging out, he wants to go to different places or whatever, and maybe walk on the beach. But to her, that's kind of boring. And I really feel that a lot of people are like this. A lot of people will get married, they will get in a relationship with somebody, and quote unquote, that's like their ideal man or their ideal mate. And they get everything that they need along with it, but they end up reverting back to who they were prior to them getting back and getting involved with that person. And it really becomes a stress on the relationship. So, growth is really essential to what you all are really trying to accomplish. The hard thing to you, sir, is that you're going to have to find creative ways to open her up to really seeing exactly what you're really trying to, show her, because it doesn't matter, the reason why you don't want to go out. Sometimes you're going to have to compromise in order for the sake of your relationship or the sake of your marriage, and it happens all the time. What are we willing to sacrifice in order to save our relationship, to make our relationship healthy? If you go out with her, and maybe you can make something, you can do a pat with her and say, if I go out with you, how about every other weekend I go out with you? This every weekend, and let's try to work something out. You have to be able to do this. And as you do this, you'll start to see that, she'll respect you, she'll start to see things differently, and maybe it'll draw her in. And I know that really sounds a little bit, far-fetched and easier said than done. But sometimes when it comes to, women, when it comes to men, when it comes to us working our relationships, these are the sacrifices that we have to make in order to keep our relationship, sanity and make each other happy. And most of the time, that's not easy. It's not easy to try to convince somebody to stick around, or it's not easy to try to get somebody to actually see your point. But if you're willing to go that extra mile for them, believe it or not, they will see, what, he really loves me. He really cares about me, So these are the things that we have to, do in our relationship in order to keep it going. So I want you to think about that. Last but not least, always remember, this is a moment of life. God is bigger than this moment. And that's the reason why we got to continue to press. Have a blessed and wonderful day.